Are you making mistakes in your spiritual practice? This video reveals the 5 most common mistakes that distance us from God and shows how biblical wisdom can transform your faith journey. Welcome back, believers. Today we will dive deep into the 5 key mistakes you must avoid in your spiritual practice. These errors can create distance between you and God, hindering your faith journey. But fear not, for biblical wisdom holds the key to transforming your relationship with the divine. Let's delve into the first mistake that many believers make in their spiritual practice: neglecting daily prayer. Prayer is not just a routine or a religious obligation. It is a sacred and intimate conversation with the divine. When we neglect this essential practice, we miss out on the opportunity to express our gratitude, seek guidance, and deepen our connection with God. Daily prayer is like nourishment for our soul, providing us with strength, clarity, and comfort in times of joy and struggle. It is through this direct line of communication that we can share our hopes, fears, and dreams with the Almighty, fostering a relationship built on trust and love. The second mistake that many believers often fall into is seeking validation and approval from others rather than finding true contentment in their spiritual practice. It's easy to get caught up in the external markers of success and recognition, whether it be through accumulating material possessions, chasing after social status, or constantly comparing oneself to others. However, true happiness and fulfillment cannot be found in the fleeting praise of the world. Instead, we must turn inward and cultivate a deep sense of peace and joy that comes from aligning our lives with God's will. By focusing on our spiritual growth and connection with the divine, we can experience a profound sense of contentment that transcends the temporary highs of worldly achievements. Let us shift our perspective from seeking validation externally to finding inner peace through a rich spiritual life. Our third key mistake to avoid in your spiritual practice is the trap of self-righteousness. It's easy to fall into the temptation of judging others, believing ourselves to be morally superior. However, this attitude goes against the core teachings of Christianity, which emphasizes humility and compassion. When we become self-righteous, we create barriers between ourselves and those who may need our support and understanding. Instead of passing judgment, let us strive to see the humanity in everyone, recognizing that we are all flawed beings in need of grace. By cultivating a spirit of empathy and kindness, we can break free from the destructive cycle of self-righteousness and truly embody the love that Jesus preached. Our fourth key mistake to avoid in your spiritual practice is the tendency to cherry-pick verses from the Bible without understanding their context. Scripture is a rich tapestry of divine wisdom, but extracting individual verses without considering the broader narrative can lead to misinterpretation and confusion. To truly benefit from the teachings of the Bible, we must engage in deep study, exploring the historical and cultural context in which these sacred texts were written. By delving into the nuances of Scripture, we gain a more profound understanding of God's message and how it applies to our lives today. Let us approach the Bible with humility and an open heart, seeking not just isolated verses that confirm our beliefs, but a comprehensive view that challenges and transforms us on our spiritual journey. Our fifth key mistake to avoid in your spiritual practice is the tendency to prioritize religious rituals over acts of service and kindness. While rituals such as attending church services, praying, and studying Scripture are essential components of our faith, they should not overshadow the importance of embodying the teachings of Jesus in our daily lives. It's easy to get caught up in the routine of religious practices without truly internalizing their meaning and impact. True spiritual growth occurs when we translate our beliefs into action, showing love and compassion to those around us. By engaging in acts of service, charity, and kindness, we not only honor God, but also demonstrate the transformative power of faith in action. Let us remember that faith without works is dead, and it is through our deeds that we truly reflect the light of Christ to the world. Now that we've explored the 5 key mistakes to avoid in your spiritual practice, it's time to reflect on how these mistakes may have subtly crept into our own lives. Take a moment to ponder whether neglecting daily prayer, seeking validation externally, falling into self-righteousness, misinterpreting scripture, or prioritizing rituals over kindness resonate with your own experiences. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for growth and transformation. Consider journaling about your spiritual journey, seeking guidance through prayer, and discussing these insights with fellow believers. By recognizing these potential pitfalls and committing to a more mindful and intentional spiritual practice, we can strengthen our relationship with God and align more closely with His divine will. Are you feeling inspired to deepen your spiritual practice after learning about the common mistakes to avoid? Take this opportunity to set new intentions and commitments in your faith journey. Consider daily incorporating moments of gratitude and reflection, exploring new ways to connect with God beyond traditional practices. Embrace a spirit of curiosity and openness as you seek to grow closer to the divine. Remember, each step you take towards a more authentic and intentional spiritual life brings you closer to God's love and grace. Now, as we delve into the importance of course correcting in our spiritual journey, let's reflect on the profound impact of forgiveness. Often when we realize we've strayed from our spiritual path or made mistakes in our practice, guilt and shame can weigh heavily on our heart. But remember, God's love is boundless and His forgiveness is always available to those who seek it with sincerity. Embrace this opportunity to release yourself from the burden of past mistakes and find solace in the divine mercy that awaits you. By acknowledging your missteps, asking for forgiveness, and committing to a renewed sense of purpose in your faith walk, you open the door to a deeper connection with God and a more authentic expression of your Christian values. As we come to the conclusion of this enlightening discussion on the common pitfalls in our spiritual journey, let us reflect on the power of community and accountability in our faith walk. Too often, we try to navigate our spiritual path alone, keeping our struggles and doubts hidden from others. However, God has designed us to be in fellowship with one another, to uplift and support one another in times of need. By sharing our spiritual challenges with trusted friends or mentors, we open ourselves up to receive guidance, encouragement, and prayer. Together, we can hold each other accountable in living out our faith authentically and help one another steer clear of the traps that can hinder our relationship with God. Let us embrace the strength found in community as we journey towards a deeper connection with the divine. As we draw close to the conclusion of our exploration on the 5 key mistakes to avoid in your spiritual practice, let us reflect on the transformative power of self-awareness and intentionality. Recognizing and acknowledging our shortcomings is the first step towards growth and spiritual maturity. Embrace a spirit of humility as you assess your beliefs, actions, and attitudes, seeking alignment with God's will. By cultivating self-awareness, you open yourself up to divine guidance and correction, allowing God's grace to work within you. Intentionality is equally crucial. Set clear intentions for your spiritual journey, outlining specific goals and practices that will foster a deeper connection with the divine. With each intentional step you take towards God, may you experience a profound sense of peace, purpose, and fulfillment in your faith walk. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey. May you continue to seek God wholeheartedly and walk in His light. Ready to transform your faith journey? Hit subscribe for more biblical insights. That's a wrap for today's video on the 5 key mistakes to avoid in your spiritual practice. Remember, stay connected to God through prayer. Seek true fulfillment in spirituality over material possessions. Show love and compassion towards others. Study Scripture diligently and engage in acts of service. Together, let's walk a path of faith that honors God's teachings.